Right, well this is weird. I haven't filmed a YouTube video since I was like 14, back when I was a hardcore gamer. But it's 2025, which means new year, fresh start. So I basically just want to give this year 100% every day and just see what we can achieve by doing that. So if you haven't seen me before, my name's Ethan, and over the last almost 2 years now, I've been documenting me as a mechanical novice building my E46. A fun fact, I've actually had 2 YouTube ventures before. One was like when I was 11 years old and I was obsessed with football. I started like a stupid little football channel. What the actual And the second one, I think I was like 14 years old. That was when I was massively into gaming. And I grew that channel to over 200 subscribers, which I was, yeah, that was mad for me at that age. But this is like way back before social media and all of that sort of stuff was so mainstream. And now I feel like the numbers are just proper skewed. Like, yeah, being 14 years old and having 200 subs, mate, I was gassed. Like 200 people following you. That's a big amount of people, right? Versus nowadays, it's like, if you don't have 100k on TikTok, like, you're just not very well cemented in the scene as such, right? Obviously on TikTok, I'm now just under 30k, which back when I first started this was like mind-blowing, right? Like 30,000 people, that's crazy. Versus now, I feel like you just kind of get like a little bit, not numb to it, 'cause I don't want to sound ungrateful, but like you just kind of get used to it and you keep like chasing more and more. I feel like if you could visualize that many people in front of you, like me personally, I'm an awful public speaker, like I just can't do it. I remember my English speaking exams, I was stressing so much, like the whole week, 2 weeks before the day of, bro, I went up to the front of the class and just like could not speak. I just stumbled on every single word. But now it's like I can quite confidently speak to a camera completely fine. Don't get me wrong, when I first started posting videos, I'll throw up a clip now.
You know that they all have weak spots around the chassis.
Bare awkward, but you know, you just kind of get used to it, I guess. I don't even know what I'm waffling about. That's not the point of this video at all. What was I even speaking about? Oh yeah, that was it. I've had 2 channels before, so I guess third time lucky. Hopefully. So anyways, this is the first video, and as it's 2025, new year, new goals. I've actually written down my goals, as I feel like writing it down, you take it out of your head and like put it on paper. You can then visualize it. Sometimes your mind's a bit like chaotic and messy. Like, it's quite hard to focus in on one thing because you've got so much going through it. Versus if you write it down on a piece of paper, you can like separate it all, right? You can like see each individual task and it's not all blurred into one. So let me show you my 2025 goals list. Okay, so in this big old sketching journal, I've written my goals. It's just an outliner for sort of what I'm gonna do this year, what I'm gonna film. I don't want to be like solely car related. I don't want to almost like restrict myself to one thing. Although that's what I want to do. I want to just be able to be myself as well. So hopefully this gets us to where we want to be by the end of this year, and I can keep doing what I enjoy doing. Okay, so here they are. See, 2025 in green. I've boxed them all off so that once we complete one of them, we can just colour in the box or cross it out or whatever. Okay, so if we start up top left, I want to hit the gym 4 times a week, minimum. Believe it or not, I actually used to be in very good shape. From the ages of like 15 to 18, during school and college, I went every single morning before school. I'd wake up at 5:30, ran to my local gym, I'd hit the gym, and I'd run home, scran some eggs and some oats. Like, I followed a super strict diet. I remember prepping all my meals, and I'd bring in like chicken and rice for lunch, and people would look at me like I'm some sort of weirdo eating chicken and rice. But I don't know, like, I'll be real. The main reason I went to the gym back then, I know people are always like, oh, you should do it for yourself, but I wasn't doing it for myself. I was solely doing it for the women. Alright. I feel like you're all lying to yourself when you're a kid if you're working out for yourself. Nowadays, I feel like I will be doing it for myself, because the better you feel physically, the better you feel mentally, I feel. Like, I remember when I'd hit the gym in the morning, the rest of the day at school, like, I just felt really good, like really positive, like I'd done something. If you're somebody that goes to the gym, you'll understand this. But I feel like the way that it makes you feel, it's just like a different type of feeling that nothing else really brings you. So when I hit the gym, keep my diet in check, and that's about it for that one. So moving on to the next goal, I want to fix my front tooth. This is going to be kind of a clapped angle, but you see that? I have a chip in that tooth, right? Fun fact, this tooth is actually fake anyway. It is like a full cap. One of my teachers knocked it out when I was in year 6, I believe, with a cricket ball. Tooth treatment's always been expensive. But back when I was a kid, they were like, oh, do you want to sue the school, get money so that, you know, you'll never have to pay for this sort of treatment again. But I was too morally correct, man. I was like, nah, you know, he didn't mean to do it. Don't sue them. He wouldn't have got sued anyway. It would have been, it would have come out of school's money or whatever. Now, bro, I need that money. I should have taken the money 100%. Like, I look like I just have some sort of crooked lip. That's actually a scar from when my tooth got knocked out. Yeah, not good. But I want to get that tooth fixed so I can smile more. About what I said with the gym as well. The better you feel about yourself, the more productive you feel, sort of thing. I want to film a Christmas special. I wanted to do that this year. If you follow me over on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, you'll know that I posted like a photo carousel of the engine parts, right? I wanted to do the engine build over Christmas as like a Christmas series, like every day fit a new part to the engine, or I don't know. Something like that, right? But I just didn't have the money. Also need to send the engine to the machine shop, which is like a month's waiting time. So I couldn't make that happen this year around. But next year I want to have a series in place, whether it's like a mini car build, like nowhere near as extreme as the E46, like just a OEM plus sort of build, and then give the car away, or I don't know, something like that, right? I just want to do something for Christmas. It's fun and festive, you know? Nice little video series. I want to earn 20k online this year, whether that be from brand deals, whether that be from the business that I want to start. I want to try and earn 20 grand, which is pretty much my wage from working my day job. If we combine the two of them, that'd be a nice little 40k, which will definitely help build the car. Now, one of my main goals for this year is I want to get a unit. Again, if you've watched any of my short form content, you'll know that I'm constantly battling against either wind, rain, winter, being dark at 4 o'clock, like all that sort of stuff, right? It's just impossible because I work a stupid amount of hours at my day job. I work from 7:30 in the morning up until sometimes gone 6, 7 o'clock at night. So by the time I get back, it's pitch black. Even in the summer, it's like too late at that point. So if I had a unit, then I can put in the hours not only after work, but also on the weekends, full days, like longer days, whatever, right? I just want to be able to do as much as possible. However, having a unit is also stupidly expensive. It's like 800 quid a month for like a small unit around here. And it's like half of them are like no motor trade. So I can't even, yeah, it's a bit hard to find. If any of you lot have a unit going, and you can give it to me cheap, let me know. I want to learn to weld. That's the only thing on my car so far that I haven't done personally, as I don't want to mess up the structural integrity of the car by being a donut and just fucking about with a welder, right? So this year I want to learn to weld as if I'm doing roll cages, chassis reinforcements, anything like that in the future on future builds. I want to be able to personally do the welding, film it, that sort of thing. So I want to learn to weld 100% this year. And another main goal of mine this year is once the E46 is done, fingers crossed it will be, get the next long-term project. Now with the next project, I kind of already know what I want to go for. I think obviously I've built the BMW E46, which is Euro car, right? And I love Japanese cars, but I also love old BMWs, right? So for me, it will either be between an E30, because I love E30s. My granddad has an E30 M3. My parents had an E30 325i. They sold the 325i to buy a house that we could all move into when I was a young boy. But yeah, love old Beamers, but I also love Japanese cars. I love the long, low sort of look to them. So I want to do either like an R32, like a Skyline, not a Golf, or S13 180 SX, that sort of thing. I don't know, it's going to be a tough decision, but when the time comes I'll think about it. Right now I just got to focus on finishing the Beamer. Now I want to also learn to drift, as I feel like drifting's a massive thing within the car scene, right? And I've always loved watching drifting. Some of the main car channels that I actually watch, all of them are based around drifting. I'm thinking I might be able to buy a dedicated drift car, right? Like I'm thinking a 350Z, right? That I can learn to drift in. Buy that alongside the long-term project, and the long-term project could be like a dedicated drift build, like an extreme, like stripped out interior, full cage, angle kits, everything like that, right? And at the same time learn to drift in a 350Z or something like that. So that's also the plan this year, learn to drift a car, because I ain't got a clue what I'm doing now. Everybody thinks that I'm building the E46 as a drift car. I'm not drifting that thing, bro. I've put 2 years into it. There's no way. I've literally put every single penny that I've made for 2 years, every single spare minute I have for 2 years into building this car. I'm not drifting it with no knowledge of how to drift and just immediately writing it off. No chance, no chance. Another thing, once the E46 is done, I want to take it to a bunch of shows. Basically want to take it everywhere that I can. All the UK shows. I want to take it to Germany at one point. I don't know if I'm allowed on the Nürburgring. Like I don't know if there's any like restrictions on modifications on cars. I don't think so. It's just a toll road, isn't it? So hopefully I can do that. I basically built this car to be like a bit of an outrageous showpiece, but also like a fast daily. It's going to be the most uncomfortable daily ever because everything's just like solid mounted. Let's just say a weekend car / show car. I don't know. Just basically drive it around once it's done. And that kind of leads on to the point of meeting loads of people, interact with you lot. If any of you are at the shows, feel free to say hi. I've actually met like a couple of people in the wild this year, like, like on my very few ventures that I go out. One in Halfords, one at Euro Car Parts. Basically the only places I go other than working on my car, right? Super sound people. I love, I don't know, like I read every single message, I reply to all the messages, DMs, everything like that. It's just super cool, like having I feel like the car community, there's like a good side and a bad side to it. Like there's the people that just hate on everything. But then, I don't know, the people that I've personally spoken to have all been like super helpful. Like I'm completely open to like, if I'm doing something wrong, tell me that I'm doing something wrong, because I've never worked on a car before, so I need to know. Yeah, I'm not trying to drive the car and just it fall apart, do you get me? But yeah, everybody that I've spoken to has been super nice, super lovely, super helpful. And I just think that's cool, and I want to meet the people that I'm speaking to over these social media platforms, you get me? And the final thing, I want to quit vaping. So unfortunately, I do dabble in the occasional crystal bar. I fell victim. I first picked up a vape, I think I was in year 10. My mate worked at a corner shop and he could sell them. That was a zero nick one, so I was just a kid trying to look cool with vape. But we all know that vaping is not cool and it's not good for you. So yeah, I had it then didn't vape. I did start smoking for a small period of time, got into vapes, and now can't go a minute without having it in my hand. It's just embarrassing, really. It's just embarrassing. So, and it's a massive waste of money. Currently filming this on the 29th of December. As soon as the new year hits, this is going in the bin. But until then, like, I'm dragging every last bit of flavour I can get out of this because it's going to be hard, but I'm dedicated. I'm going to quit. And I've filmed it now. I can't go back on my word. If any of you see it in a video, call me out for it, alright? I don't want to do it anymore. We've got to change. But yeah, lads, welcome to the channel. Not the most interesting of videos, but I've never really sat down and had like a one-to-one with you lot. It's always based around the cars, or I'm just describing what I'm doing. I sort of wanted to just kind of waffle for a bit, because I enjoy waffling. I just wanted you lot to kind of get to know me a little bit and lay out the year ahead that I've got planned in my head. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's hope 2025 has got a lot in store for us. And for all of you watching as well, I want you to set your goals. Tell me what your goals are. I put out a little poll on Instagram the other day asking what everyone's goals were, and I was reading through them. Super interesting stuff. So I hope everybody achieves their goals this year. Let's all smash it. But until the next video, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.